Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and I wanted to go over something today that I've been finding it's been a problem in spotlights. Uh, you know, I've got a spotlight here that I've tore apart, and I'm going to show you why I tore it apart. But before we show that part and the fix that I'm doing on this, I'm showing you this because the two spotlights that I did buy, sure they wasn't a whole lot of money, but you know, even the most expensive ones, the ones that you do want, have less features than these do. So it should be the other way around. But let's just back up here. So I went and ordered this one, thinking this is going to be a cool spotlight. And it is a nice spotlight. It's pretty powerful. It's the extra bells and whistles that is unnecessary. And I'll explain to you why. Now this one here is a no-name. It's a Chinese brand. And it's got a USB port on the side of it for Type-C to charge it, and then it's got a indicator on the side that shows how full it is. Now I got to go through all these again, and this is the problem I'm talking about. Alright, so this thing, instead of having a selector switch to select what you want, you use one button, the power button. Now on the one that I've got tore apart, you pull the trigger, you lock the trigger, and then you reach up and hit the button that's on the back side of it, which is right here. You hit that button right there, and it will change it from spotlight to just flashlight. That's the only two settings it has on it. You have to hold the trigger to keep it on. I love this spotlight, and I've had to fix this thing twice. This is my second attempt. I just went and replaced this battery last year, and already it's gone bad. It won't allow the spotlight to stay on very long. It's on for a couple seconds and then it goes out. But if you turn it on and then hit the flashlight part, it works just fine. It stays on for quite a while. It just don't have enough oomph to run the spotlight. So these have to be soldered in. I'm not going to do that every single time I want to change the battery on this thing. So I'm trying to change that. But let's get back to the spotlights as to why I'm working so hard to fix this one. Alright, look here. You have spotlight. That's first click. Second click, the flashlight. Third click, flashing white light. Fourth click, looks like it might be even smaller maybe. I don't know what kind of light that is. It looks like the first one. So then we got off. Alright, everything's off. Now, let's say I wanted to turn it off when I get it on spotlight. In order to do it, I have to click through every single one of them. Now see, that wasn't on there the first time. So apparently this has got 3 different series of button pushes to get different stuff, because the first time that yellow light didn't come up. And now it's off. Alright, now this time I'll bet you this light will come through, or come on, through the next series. So spot, flash, flashing, spot, middle area light, yellow area light, now the side light. That one didn't come on the first two series. So who the hell in their right mind is going to want to sit there and push buttons in an emergency situation to get the right thing? You don't need all that. It's a spotlight. You need on and off. Period. You can't even find one that's got an on and off switch. That one must have been the very last one ever sold. And I bought that probably about 5 years, 6 years ago. And I've had to fix it twice. Alright, so then this one here, they acted like they wasn't going to ship it. And it took them forever to get it here. So I just got tired of waiting on it. So I went and got this one. And would you believe they both came at the same day this morning. Alright, so then this one don't have as many features on it, but it's still enough to aggravate the piss out of you. This one's got the charging port and a USB port on the side of it so that you can charge your cell phone. Alright, then you got an indicator light on the side that tells you if it's full or not, which I just finished charging it. Seven clicks to get it to turn off. They could have at least made the trigger so that you could hold it and it would turn it off, like a computer. And I have seen spotlights that if you sit and hold that, it will go off. So, why do you need a blue and red light? That is illegal. That is illegal. I don't even know why they're allowed to put these on spotlights, because that is a cop's lights. That's the same color cops use. Why on earth would they put that on a spotlight? But, you know, that's not the biggest issue. I could cover that up with a piece of tape, but why should I have to? It shouldn't be there to begin with. It's also solar powered, and it's just got too damn many bells and whistles on it for me, and I don't want to sit there and click 7 times to turn it off. I mean, you know, we have enough problems with our hands. Now they've made it so that you got to click, 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 click. You click your life away. And I'm sick of clicking. You know, it's like these websites. They put up a site and they get you used to clicking one time, and then they change it up to where you have to click twice. You have to click here to get to here, and then you got to click here to get to there. I mean, they just click you to death. Well, these spotlights are doing the exact same thing. They're clicking you to death. You know, no wonder people's got carpal tunnel today. I can't even say the word. So, that led me to making this video, because what I've done is I've taken this apart, and I'm going to bring you down here and show you. Alright, so this is the battery that was in it, and it's got a cradle right here that it lays in. Right here. A cradle here, and a little step up right here. And the only reason that one's a small step up is because there's a raised area here for the fins on the side. So basically your battery lays flat in there. Well, they had this in there just like that, and these two wires soldered to it. You got your positive and you got your negative, and then you got, I think this is a temperature wire. I don't know what it is, but I guess it tells you the temperature of the battery, and it'll shut off. So I don't know. So this probably has to be strapped to the side of the battery, which I'm going to do anyway. But what I did, I took one of these things that comes out of the back of a computer that closes out the expansion slot hole when you don't have a card in it, like a video card or audio card or whatever. Of course, there ain't no such thing as an audio card anymore. But anyway, I took this and I cut a piece of metal to slide down in here, and made it so it would fold over the top so it would keep it straight. And it's also inside these two little areas here to keep it nice and straight. And then I soldered a red wire to the bottom of it. And this is their positive. So then I took some 100% silicone, like you would use in a fish tank, and put a little bead of it on the back side of this and put it in there. And I did the same thing to the back side. This is going to be your ground, and it's silicone to this too. Now before I put this on, I went and took a punch and punched it on the back side of it to give it a little bump so that it would go in and hit the battery. So now all I got to do is make sure this is not touching anything, is put the battery in. Alright, so now we've got the battery in there, and it was that quick. So once I hooked these up, might have to strip that down. I don't know if I can get it in the tip of it or not. But we're going to go ahead and test this and see if we have power. We should have power on these two of 3.7 volts. Now the difference between these two batteries is this one here is 2200. This one's a 2400 milliamp hours. But it actually tests at 4 point something. So we put that on DC volts, and we will test this and this. So now we're at 4.26 volts. So now let's test the end of the wires. The wire's all up in the way. 4.26 volts. So now all I got to do is hook this one to the white one, hook this one to the red one, then that'll go down in there, and that'll work. So I don't know if these here is a temperature thing or not. The old battery that was in it was green, like this one, but it looked like this and had the soldered ends on it. And I'm not going to keep changing batteries like that. That makes no sense why you would want to keep desoldering and soldering a new battery in every time it goes bad, especially if it goes bad every year. So this way, if this battery goes bad, all I gotta do is pull it out. A little hard to get out, but it ain't dried completely, so that's my fault. I need to wait for it to dry before I start pulling anything out of it. But anyway, now all I gotta do is just slip a battery in, and we're golden. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together. I'm gonna leave that wet, because once you put the battery in there, it'll hold it against it. So we'll put our battery in there, push it down. Then we're gonna take and strip that and put it all back together. So I'll put all this back together, and then we'll test this thing out. Alright guys, so we got it back together. And I love this light, man. You can set that to set it up however you want. Higher, lower. And it's got a trigger and a button. That's it. Pull the trigger. And if you want low, hit that button. Hit it again, whatever. And to turn it off, just push the button to the side or the lock to unlock it. Fairly simple. I don't have to go through all them flashing lights to get it to go off. However, I did go to the mailbox tonight to take one of my customers his barrel bands, and I noticed that this light here, because I took it with me, anytime I ride on a dark road I take my spotlight, but I noticed that if I just turned it on and then turn it to whichever one I wanted, alright, let's say that I wanted to leave that on there like that. I don't know how long I have to wait. There you go. Apparently there's a time frame that if you don't keep clicking, then when you hit it the next time it turns it off. So it turns the button into, instead of a selector, it turns it into a on off. So if you just hit it and then hit another one, and then another one, and then another one, which is side. But if you leave it on, I don't know how many seconds you have to leave it on, but it goes off now. So it's probably like a 10-second rule. I don't know, somewhere around there. But this one's my favorite one. I've gotten this one down pat. Of course, a lot of people don't realize that when they use this, that's why I always have to tell everybody when they go to use it, make damn sure that you push that button or you're going to not have very long of the light. Because that thing will eat that battery up quick. But now I can recharge it just the same as putting that battery in the charger. I'll show you what batteries I'm using. So this battery here is a 2200, I think. Oh, I can't see for nothing anymore, man. That is so aggravating. Yeah, this one's a 2200. And this one is a 9900. So now all I got to do is I'll have that in charged. If this battery actually goes bad, all I got to do is pop that one out, pop this one in, and it takes the exact same charger. I mean, it'll charge exactly the same as the charger will when I plug it into the house unit, the house wall thing. So it'll charge inside here too. So that's what I'm using, and I've got a bunch of these. I bought a set of about 5 of them, I think. So that's what I've been doing, working on my spotlight, because I'll tell you, I hate when this one goes down. To me, it's the end of the world when this spotlight goes down. So let's see if this one here does the same thing. Alright, so we'll turn that on. It's a little dinky thing, it's real light, but alright, let's see if we got that 10-second rule. Oh, this one does the same thing. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better about these lights, because then I can just set it to whatever I want. As long as I've got it on for more than 5 or 10 seconds, whichever one it is. I don't know how I would find that out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so it's at least less than 5. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Nope. It's 5 seconds. So if you don't wait 5 seconds, you got to go through them all. Or just wait another 5 seconds. So that makes, like I said, it makes me feel a little bit better about this light, or both of them. Because now that I know that, I had to figure that out, because they sure as heck don't send you no directions with them. So, but I like this one better. This one fits in the holster on my four-wheeler better. This one fits in there, but it just flops around. This one would probably fit, but it would really flop around. So that's what we did to fix my spotlight. Now all I gotta do is just pop one out and pop another one in, and we're done. So hope you guys learned something out of this. A way to fix your spotlight. Now all of them's not going to be the same. There'll be a different way of doing it on everything, because you just have to figure out how to make that particular one the way you want it. It just so happened that these here were kind of about the same width that I needed. I had to mill a little bit off each side of this because I needed it to be a certain, I think it was 17 millimeters, just to slide in there, and then I just welded my wires to them and glued them in place with silicone. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Later.